Hi everyone, welcome to our next mentorship session on exploring biology related specialties. And I hope you all are enjoying the Bio in Med Bootcamp so far. And it's great to hear different perspective views on how this bootcamp has helped you so far. In today's mentorship session, as I said, I'll be focusing on biology as a whole. We will look at different sub areas of biology, ranging from different specialties, ranging from environmental conservation to medical specialties to research and lots more. So, not wasting time, let's dive in. So let's do a brief overview of biology. In simple words, biology is a systematic and scientific study of life. Biology. So it focuses on living things and the structure, the function, the growth, the evolution, distribution, and taxonomy. And so, as you can see here, biology originates from two Greek words bios, meaning life. That's why anytime you hear things that are bio, it's mostly relating to life. And logos is a Greek word. The two of them are Greek words, and logos is one of these Greek words that means study or science. So the term biology literally means the study of life. Very interesting, right? Um, in this study, we focus on the structure, we focus on the function, focus on the growth, evolution. I know we've heard the word evolution, especially from Charles Darwin, who is famous for his theory of evolution. Um, Distribution, how they interact with their ecosystems, and then we go to taxonomy. For those of us who don't know what taxonomy still originates from two Greek words: taxis meaning arrangement and nomos meaning law or rule. So in biology, taxonomy it just refers to the process of grouping living organisms into their um, characteristics and evolutionary relationship. This helps us, the scientists, to be able to classify these living organisms, such as from the domain to the kingdom to the phylum to the class to the order to the family to the species. So, in the domain, we have the highest level of classification, which is divided into archaea, bacteria, eukarya. Then, in the kingdom, a level below the domain, it's divided into six kingdoms: Animalia, Kingdom Plantae, Kingdom Fungi, Kingdom Protista, Kingdom Monera. Did I mention all of them? Okay, so we'll move on. We have the phylum, a level below the kingdoms, that's based on the structure, the development. We have the class, we have the order, we have the family, we have the species. Sorry, we have the genus, then we have species. So we can use mnemonics to remember this. Actually, this is what we call taxonomy. So biology studies everything living, from simple bacteria to complex ecosystems. An ecosystem is the community of living organisms, plants, animals, microbes, all of them, and the way they interact with others and their physical environment. How do these plants interact with the air, with the water, with the soil, with the sunlight? So it's the connection between the biotic factors, that's living factors, and the abiotic factors, which is non-living factors. So this is an overview of biology. And some common areas in biology, we have botany, which is the study of plants; zoology, the study of animals; microbiology. My mom studied microbiology, and I have great experience in this field. Not like experience, but great knowledge in this area. So, microbiology is the study of microorganisms. Ecology is the study of the relationship between organisms and the environment. And this was actually the last topic for the session in my school, the term. We have genetics, I learned this when I was in grade 9, and I really found this very interesting. The study of hereditary and variation. We have biochemistry. Most med students, they have this part of their curriculum to study biochemistry, which is the study of chemical processes in living organisms. Not to bore you guys, let's move on. Before we dive into the different specialities, we must first understand the scientific method. Um, I wonder, do any of you have any idea when we talk about the scientific method? You can place your ideas in the comment section, and later on, I can always go there to review. So, the scientific method is a systematic process that is used to test scientific knowledge. It's a way that when we observe something, how are we sure that this thing is true? How are we sure that it's a pattern? How are we sure it's a theory, that is the correct theory behind that phenomenon? So that's what the scientific method is, actually a way of proving an inquiry right or wrong. That's the way I describe the scientific method. It involves of observation. We observe that thing that's happening. Maybe it's a continuous pattern that you've noticed, or maybe a phenomenon like climate change. We ask a question. Behind every research that's taken, there's actually a question that is asked. For example, using neuroscience that I studied the roles of the implications of AI and robotics in the field of neuroscience. I discovered that this robotics, this AI, they're actually evolving in the field. So I decided that, okay, since I've observed it, what question am I trying to answer? If the prevalence of AI and robotics makes neuroscientists to feel less relevant in the field, then the development of the hypothesis, in simple terms, hypotheses are guesses, well, your guess. To try to explain what's happening here. Yeah, I tried to explain the connections between AI, robotics, neuroscience, and prediction. You predict what's going to happen next from your testing, your experimentations, whether it's social science, natural science. We use this. I predicted that in the near future, AI and robotics will be all over the field, let's say like that. Then you carry out your experiment, then you have your data collection, you have your data analysis, and you have your conclusion. So let's move on. Okay, diving into today's topic. The first one we'll be looking at is medical biology specialties. So, in the biomed bootcamp, we're focusing on medicine, but in this section, we explore other areas. Um, so, as I said earlier, that in one of the sessions, that biology is a main component of medicine, and we use it in almost every field of medicine, ranging from neuroscience to pediatrics and lots more. It's a very important discipline. So, medical biology specialties apply biological principles to medical practice, improving human health and quality of life. So, some examples we have here, we have the medical research scientist. Well, that should be easy to tell when they carries out research on these medical areas. We have a biomedical engineer, one who applies engineering principles and combines them with medical and biological systems. They specialize in all this medical imaging, biomechanics, biomaterials, neuroengineering, genetic engineering, tissue engineering, lots more. The genetic counselor is, let me say, healthcare professional who specializes in helping individuals and families understand and manage genetic disorders. We have the immunologists. The immunologists are these medical scientists that study the immune system. Speaking of immune system, I hope you guys enjoyed the last session on the immune system. Then we have the anatomist, a scientist who studies structure, that's the anatomy of various organisms. the embryologist, a scientist who studies the development, the growth of embryos from fertilization to birth, and lots more. We have the biostatistician, we have the biochemists, we have the pharmacologists. Let's move on. Well, this area is one of my favorite areas too in biology. Let's exclude medicine for now. In biology, I really enjoy this environmental and conservation aspect. And the biologists here usually work to protect ecosystems, species, and natural resources. Like the conservation biologist, the ecologist, one who studies the ecosystems, that's ecology, one who studies ecology. You have the environmental consultants, wildlife biologist, sustainability specialist, climate change specialist, environmental scientist. You have the wildlife manager, the park ranger, fishery biologist, forestry specialist, environmental policy analyst, the one I'm planning of entering, green technology specialist. I have a friend who's obsessed with green tech, ecosystem manager, and biodiversity specialist. Very interesting field. I think this ones also work very closely with SDG 14, that's life below water, SDG 15, life on land, and SDG 13, climate action. So let's move on. Okay, so we've talked about research. We've talked about medical biologists. We've talked about biologists in the field of environmental and conservation sciences. Now we'll be looking at these biologists that are purely into research. Um, they work in hospitals too. They work in agencies. They work in, should I say, research centers, and they work in research centers and other organizations. Because they purely focus on this research area. They advance our understanding of living organisms and ecosystems. And some examples of these specialties include the cell biologist, we all know that, the developmental biologist, one who studies growth, development, and differentiation of organisms from embryos to adults, bioinformatician, that's those who study the field of bioinformatics. That's the combination of computer science, math, biology to analyze, interpret biological data. We have plant biologists, neurobiologists, obsessed with that, microbiologists, evolutionary biologists, science writer, professor, lecturer, research scientist. These are a lot of specialties. And although I didn't really explain all the specialties, we should just know that biology cuts across different areas. Studying biology gives you a chance to explore different areas. So how do we choose? We have to choose from our interest. I think that if you're purely interested in something, you should go for it, because interest is the number one thing you should do when we're talking about when we're talking about picking a career. Not Don't just look at the money, the title, what you gain, but truly have interest in that area. You must have the skills. I know some skills aren't innate born, but we should be able to develop that skills. For example, if I want to be a neuroscientist, I will focus on developing myself in that area. I'll focus on learning more about the brain, more about how to use a microscope, all those kind of things. You develop your skills. There's no skill that cannot be learned. We have the goals. Set achievable and smart goals, because this will help you in whatever area you choose. Know your values. If you're the type that aren't so good with blood or that kind of thing, you you're not in contact with blood, maybe for religious purposes, etc. There are other areas of biology you can choose from. Apart from this blood matter, there are other values, principles that you may have that might contradict with one's career. So also consider your values when you're choosing the education and training. The Biomed Bootcamp is providing you all with the access to all these activities because we believe that it's a way of supporting and educating you more on in your journey to become medical doctors. So find the right education and training, and I know I'll be posting some training materials very soon. So we are Bio in Med Camp and the youth team advisors. We just want to know that we are always supporting you. We're supporting your journey no matter where you are right now. Biomed is here for you. We're going to help you choose your specialty. If you're having, not like we're going to choose for you, we're going to give you support. Maybe you have some questions about these areas, and there are some blog posts that relates to professions and other specialties. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed today's mentorship session.